Yo, what is up guys, Face here and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be going over the 60 TP, a Polish tier 10 tech tree heavy tank. And this tank is very popular, man. It's not as popular as the i7, however it's extremely popular, and it's for a good reason. This tank has it all. It's a very well-rounded tank. It's very good, first of all, and why it's very good is basically because if you took an IS4, for instance, and an E100, E100 has its high alpha, IS4 has its very strong armor. Obviously, the E100 has decent armor, but the main thing about the E100 is that it has its high alpha. And you took both those tanks, you put them in a room together, and they had a child. And that child was the one and only 60 TP. And like I've said, this tank's amazing, but I'm going to be letting you know why it's amazing and what to do and how to play it in order to take advantage of its amazingness. As just because it's amazing doesn't mean it's going to perform well for you. Anyways, first of all, I'm going to go over the provisions that I use. And basically, if you didn't know, this tank has improved gear oil. And what improved gear oil does is it improves your maneuverability. So as you can see, with the improved gear oil option, you can increase your tank's maneuverability forward and reverse its maximum speed forward and reverse by 4 kilometers. However, if you add it with the fact that you can add gear oil as well, it improves it from not only 4 kilometers but in a total to 6 kilometers per hour reverse and forward speed. And this allows you to have 20 kilometers reverse speed on a tank that has absolutely crazy armor in most situations. Like, this tank should not reverse 20 kilometers per hour, but it does. And that just allows this tank to get out of sticky situations very easily. Obviously, also can go a lot faster forward. And it also has improved gunpowder. And if you're running improved gunpowder, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But yeah, I'm just kidding. But I don't really recommend running improved gunpowder, since this tank is supposed to be used frontline. And if you're not using this frontline, yeah, you're doing something wrong, because this is not a snipey tank. This is a tank to be put directly in front of your enemy using that great armor. And if you are right in front of your armor, there's no need, right in front of your enemy, there's no need to run that extra shell velocity, since your enemies are relatively close to you. And then obviously I'm running my Zarek, which just obviously improves the overall stats of the tank just by a marginal amount. So that's it for the provisions. Now that we move on to the consumables, you may notice that this tank has tungsten rounds. And basically what tungsten rounds does just improves that chance of running and rolling higher a lot better. So basically what I'm saying is that when you equip the tungsten shells, it lasts, as you can see, 20 seconds. Depending on if you also have the consumable the equipment that increases your duration of your consumables. But anyways, it basically makes it that you have 105 to 125% chance to deal your average damage. So if your shell averages 540, you have a lot better chance of rolling the max amount that you would usually roll on that round. So as you can see, if I go to my AP rounds, it has a chance to roll 750 on AP. And so what the tungsten shells will do for that duration of 20 seconds is allow you to have a higher chance of rolling closer to your 750, which is obviously your max roll. And this works for all shells, I believe. I don't think it works for high explosive, so keep that in mind. I don't think it works for high explosive, but it will work for your heat and AP. Someone may have to correct me on that. I actually don't 100% know if it works for all the shells. I think it works for AP and high heat, but I may be wrong. And then let's move to the equipment. As you can see, I'm running gun rammer, and that may be a why from most of you, because this tank has awful pen. As you can see, with calibrated shells, it has 363, which is not bad. If you do run the calibrated shells, the pen isn't that bad. But the fact is, if you're trying to lower the overall reload of the tank, which like I am, because 15 seconds on a tier 10 heavy tank is just not going to cut it for me. I don't like waiting that long for my shells to reload in a tier 10 heavy tank. Like, it's not going to be like the IS4, where in the IS4 you can just dish out your damage with a 9-second reload. You can just keep spamming that 400 alpha. This one is a higher alpha. Obviously, you're going to have a higher reload, but I don't like that it is about 15 seconds without gun rammer. But like I said, the tank does need calibrated shells. So if you do end up running gun rammer and you find yourself struggling to pen your opponents, especially when you're in a heavy tank and you're versing other heavy tanks, if you find yourself struggling to pen them, then I would definitely recommend to switch over to calibrated shells, which I am personally thinking of doing, because recently I've found that penning a lot of the badges out there, since Badger is in the store, a lot of people are running the Badger, and I find myself needing a bit more pen to pen the Badger's weak spots. But anyways, that's the equipment. Actually, let me go over the other equipment. I almost forgot. Obviously, I run Enhanced Armor, since Enhanced Armor increases 4% to your hull and turret armor. And because the tank already has armor and decent armor, that 4% has a lot better chance of actually making a difference than it would if you're using it on a tank that had absolutely no armor. Since 4% increase to a tank that already has none doesn't really increase anything, but a tank that has a lot increases a lot more than a tank that doesn't. If that makes sense. It's simple math. I'm sure you know what I mean. And then obviously I'm running improved optics. That's a basic. And a heavy tank, you don't really want to run camouflage net. I don't know why you would, since you're not trying to stay concealed. You are a heavy tank. You're supposed to be taking the shots and at least spotting the enemy. And in using improved optics, that just makes it a lot easier to spot them. Engine accelerator, since the tank does need that extra maneuverability. And then I'm using refined gun, as dispersion is amazing on this tank. Remember it, if you do decide to run vertical stabilizer, that's only while the tank is moving, and you're not going to want to take any shells or shoot any shells while the tank's moving, since its accuracy and aiming time is over 5 seconds. So I don't recommend shooting on the move at all, because you're going to 100% miss. So it's better to not have this one, since you're not going to be shooting while you're moving. Remember, it's not only what this green text is saying, it's also the 15% increase to accuracy during the tank and turret movement. So it doesn't mean that you're going to get less aim time while you're not moving. You don't get any bonus for not moving. It's only while you're moving. So yeah, refined gun's a lot better. And obviously I'm not running supercharger, since you're, like I said, you're going to be frontline. You don't need that extra velocity, since your enemies are going to be right in front of you. But yeah, anyways, that's the consumables, provisions, and equipment. So let's get straight into a game, since I've been blabbering on way too long. Now, hopefully this first game will go to plan. Hopefully we get a decent map that I'm not just waiting for the enemy to do their thing. Winter Malinovka is an amazing map for heavy tanks, I should say. And also medium tanks. It is a nice map as a medium tank. As long as your medium tanks do what they need to do, and that is winning the flank, then as a heavy tank, you're going to do pretty well in Malinovka. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys my most favorite spot to be when I am in a heavy tank. And that is straight ahead. You don't need to do any funny maneuvers. You just go straight ahead, and you'll be right there. So hopefully our team can assist me here. We have a Badger. The enemy has a 268, which is basically a heavy tank, and a T57. But other than that, they are pretty light, and a 260, which is very light. I like to come up here and just play the waiting game, because most of the time someone's going to pop up at the top here. Like that 57, I'm going to load my tungsten shells and get a shell straight into that 57 right off the bat. And if you didn't know that this spot existed, it also exists on the opposing side, so you can use it in both situations, and it just allows you to... Oh, a pity I didn't have enough reload to get that shell out. However, I may still get another shell, and I do, but however, my tungsten shells did run out before I was able to get a shell into him, which is unfortunate, but at least we got the shell out. As you can see, this spot can be very deadly. Your enemy doesn't really expect it most of the time. I probably could have killed that 268, but I'm worrying about the Sheridan on my side. We should probably push up. However, I'm not sure if a 183 may be in the back here. I don't spot him, so maybe not, but don't want to risk it. This 260, I mean, may want to push out, but we do manage to get a shell into him, because I don't know what he's doing. Definitely not playing his tank like he probably should be. 260 is still poking. Maybe I can still get a shot into him. Oh, yeah, Sheridan's right in front of me here. Didn't even notice that he was right here. Maybe he will back up into me. I can see the 260 there. Maybe I can get a shot into him again. We do manage to get another shot. As you can see, the alpha on the tank, while it's not amazing, it's a lot higher than most of the other heavy tanks that you're going to come up against. And that allows you just to out-trade them every single time. The Sheridan, maybe I can get a kill into him. Not quite. I'm going to just push for this 260 since everyone's basically dead. And our team should win this regardless. And I am full HP, so I should use it. So let's just push straight for the 60. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's a 183. I'm going to get a shell into this 260. I'm just going to... What am I stuck on? Okay, I just got stuck on air apparently. Now the 260 has amazing DPM. However, if I'm completely in front of him here... Now I just don't want to get shot by this 183. That's all. Okay, he misses. Or he doesn't shoot me at least. And hopefully I can focus this SDB over here, stopping him from killing me. I should have enough. We do manage to clear him. Hopefully this 183 isn't going to flank me and kill me in time. Hopefully my enemies can, my teammates can come up and help me here. But anyways, we should be able to get the clear on this 183. Nope. Our T57, our M6 Yo manages to do that before us. And there you have it, guys. I think that basically explained how to play the tank. I showed you a very sweet spot on Malinovka where you can put your heavy tanks, even your tank destroyers. Some tank destroyers can work well there. Anything with decent enough gun depression will work in that position very well, and it allows you to get some pretty quick shots onto your enemies while they cross over, and it makes it easier for them to deal with later on. But anyways, 3.8k damage, almost 3.9k. Not a bad game. We did manage to do the top of the team. 183 does 500, but that's just how it goes in the 183 in my opinion. You have very good games and you have very bad games. But anyways, that was a 60 TP. Anyways, if you want to perform well in it, be held down. That's all you need to do. But the 60 TP is very nice because it can play the role of both tanks. It can be a frontline brawly heavy, and then it can also be a secondary heavy with a lot of hit points and a decent armor. So while the armor isn't fantastic on flat ground, it can still bounce a lot of shells, and that very lower plate that you can see at the bottom here, it is very thin and it is quite tricky to pen. But yeah, it's a very hard opponent to deal with if it is a skilled player in the 60 TP, and I would recommend this tank for a lot of players, even newbie players. If you're new to the game and you've played decent enough games at the lower tiers and you've played enough in the tier 9, then you finally think that it's a good time to move to the tier 10, then this tier 10 is a fantastic choice for you guys to go for. But anyways, hopefully that kind of helped you guys how to play the tank. Maybe a few tips that I gave you there could maybe improve your stats on it, improve your playstyle, and overall improve how you think of the tank. But anyways, I'll check you guys later. If you didn't know, I do have a Discord server that you can join and leave suggestions for future videos. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, you can leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. We are close to 500 subs, so that is quite exciting on my behalf, and I couldn't thank you guys more. And anyways, I'll check you guys later. Peace.